Lesbian detective. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it. They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break? Or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must. Lesbian detective, lesbian detective. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready to go. Pay attention to the message I present to you, the lesbian detectives.
This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Elizabeth.
And we are here talking about missing and unsolved murders.
We are discussing cases that you have forgotten about or never even heard of.
So sit back, relax, and let's start this podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining us on a new episode. And this case right here has been suggested. And it's actually for my wife. And it's a funny backstory. If anybody remember, we did a case on e-money and my wife basically cried. Sent a similar case for my wife. She like, I want to see if Elizabeth gonna cry again.
Oh my God.
So I laugh.
I think it was because it was close to that time of the month, honestly. But we'll see. We'll see if I'm really a baby or if it was just the hormones.
This case is for my wife. And see if them tears gonna fall.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the episode. It started like any ordinary morning. The sun rose, the roads were quiet, and the world seemed calm, safe even. But behind closed doors in a home that appeared ordinary, something was wrong. A child was missing, or so everyone was told. The truth, however, was far darker. For years, life had been hidden, a story silent, a suffering that no one saw. Every lie, every secret, every careful deception kept the world from noticing the unthinkable reality. This isn't a story about disappearance. It's about what happened when people entrusted to protect a child become the source of the greatest harm. It's about the slow unravel of innocence, the quiet endurance of pain, and the courage it takes to finally tell the truth. Behind the walls of a seemingly normal home, a nightmare unfolded. One that will shock a community, devastate a family, eventually reveal the depth of human cruelty in ways no one could have imagined. This is the case of Erica Parsons. Erica Parsons was born on February 24th, 1998, North Carolina. She came into the world already surrounded by hardship. Her bio mom, Caroline Parsons, was young, struggling, and overwhelmed, trying to care for Erica along 3 other children. Erica's bio father, Billy Dean Goodman, battled severe substance abuse and was in trouble with the law many times. Years later, he would die in January 2016 from natural causes, long after Erica herself had vanished. Caroline loved her daughter. Knowing she could not provide the care for Erica's needs and fearful of placing her in a foster care system, Caroline made a painful decision. In 2000, she agreed to allow Erica to be adopted by family, her ex-husband Steve Parsons' brother, Sandy Parsons, and his wife Casey. Caroline believed Erica would be safer and better cared for within her own family. The Parsons lived in Rowan County near Salisbury in what appeared to be a quiet, close-knit community. Neighbors knew one another. Families were expected to look out for their own. From the outside, the Parsons household looked stable, even wholesome. Sandy and Casey already had children. They attended church regularly. Casey told others she homeschooled the children through a registered Christian homeschool. The family appeared polite, involved, and deeply rooted in their community. On paper, Erica seemed to have everything a child needed: a home, parents, siblings, and structure. But appearance can be deceiving. Erica was born with a disability, including hearing loss, which was discovered during the brief period she attended public school. Based on her physical feature and reports of intellectual disability, experts later suggested it was likely she also had fetal alcohol syndrome disorder. To help with her care, Sandy and Casey Parsons received federal assistance for Erica's disability, as well as additional state funds tied to her status as an adopted child. For reasons never clearly explained, Casey removed Erica from public school at a young age and brought her fully under the umbrella of homeschooling. North Carolina limit oversight of homeschooling regulation made it easy to register a home-based school, especially in a rural area like the Parson property outside Salisbury. Once Erica disappeared from the public school, there were few safeguards left to monitor her well-being. There was no teachers checking in, no questions. What happened next unfolded behind closed doors. There is no evidence that Erica was ever truly educated in the Parson home. Her disabilities were not accommodated. Instead, they were punished. According to later testimonies, Erica was systematically abused, starved, and neglected for years leading up to her disappearance. She was often locked inside a closet, separated from the rest of the family, and fed dog food. While others gathered for meals or outing, Erica was left behind, unseen, unwanted, and forgotten. For a long time, no one outside the house knew. When the case finally came to light, family members began to speak. Witnesses told investigators Casey Parsons openly hated Erica. She excluded her from the family activities and treated her as a burden rather than a child. Casey's sister, Robin Ashley, will later testify in court that Casey couldn't stand the sight of Erica's face. She refused to let Erica call her mother. Robin told the courts that Casey admitted to assaulting Erica and confessed she was afraid she might lose control and kill her. Robin explained that Casey believed Erica reminded her of Caroline Parsons, a woman she deeply resented. And in Casey's eyes, that resemblance became justified. In child abuse cases, it is tragically common for one child to be singled out, a scapegoat, for reasons that have nothing to do with the child. Disability is a common factor. When those factors overlap, the risk escalates. And in some households, the abuse doesn't stop with one person, it spreads. This is what happened to Erica. Her adopted brother, Jamie, later testified he was encouraged to help in the abuse. He said it began when he was just 5 years old, continued until he was 16. At one point, Jamie admitted he broke Erica's arm.
Wow.
By the time Erica Parsons disappeared, already been going on for years, and the system meant to protect her never seen it. To the outside world, Erica Parsons was a quiet child, being raised in a religious home by family who claimed to love her. But inside the Parsons household, the reality of Erica's life was far different and far darker than anyone realized. By 2011, Erica was 13 years old, still a child in every way that mattered. Small hands, soft hair, eyes that once sparkled, now dull and worry. But the Parson home was no place for a child to grow. Her siblings will later recall how thin she had become, pale, exhausted. Her skin had taken a grayish pallor, or walking required more strength than she had. Erica complained of the constant pain, dizziness, nauseous, each time she asked for help. Casey Parsons dismissed her with cold indifference. "I don't care," she told her once. "Get back in that corner." Erica's life became defined by isolation. She ate separately from the family, sometimes receiving only scraps of leftovers. She slept alone in a small, empty room. She was forbidden from joining her siblings in normal activities, even playing. And the abuse, it continued. She was forced to stand for hours, often barefoot on hot pavement, until her feet blistered and bled. Minor mistakes, only simply asking for food, could result in her beaten or prolong a punishment. Every day, Erica learned the same lesson. Nothing she did could make her safe. No one inside that house would protect her. Outside the home, the Parsons family carefully maintained an image of normalcy. Casey smiled at her neighbors. She attended church. She volunteered. She presented herself as a devoted mother. Anyone passing would have seen a quiet, religious family and nothing more. The breaking point came in November 2011. Siblings would later say they remember that day clearly. Erica collapsed inside the home. Casey and Sandy Parsons left the house for several hours. When they returned, Erica was gone. Questions came almost immediately from family and neighbors, from people who noticed her absent. Casey Parsons already had an answer prepared. She had gone to live with her grandmother in Asheville. It was a detailed story. Casey described her grandmother as kind and eager to take Erica in. She told people Erica was happy, safe, and thriving in her new home. The story sounded believable. It was repeated calm and consistent. It was also completely false. There was no grandmother, no move, no new life. Casey and Sandy Parsons maintained their lie precisely. Every question was met with the same explanation. Every concern was brushed aside, and it because Erica had already been isolated from school, doctor, and much of the outside world. There were few systems left to challenge the story. For nearly 2 years, that lie concealed the truth. During that time, Erica's absence was met with no urgency or investigation, but with silence. No missing person report was filed. No welfare check was demanded. No alarm was raised loud enough to reach her. And in that silence, Erica Parsons simply vanished. To the outside world, that lie worked. Casey and Sandy Parsons appeared calm, composed, and normal. They showed no visible urgency, no public panic. And then, nearly 2 years after Erica disappeared, they took their story even farther onto national television. In August 2013, Casey and Sandy appeared on Dr. Phil, repeating the same explanation they have been given privately since 2011. On camera, they spoke about Erica with practiced calm, describing her grandmother and portraying Erica as a child who was safe, happy, and thriving away from home. They framed the situation as a difficult but loving decision. They smiled as they spoke. They presented themselves as concerned parents who had done what they believed was best for their child. To the viewers watching at home, the story sounded plausible. Many believed them. But what the audience did not know, and what Casey and Sandy carefully avoided, was that no one outside the Parsons household had seen or spoken to Erica in nearly 2 years. There was no school records, no medical visits, no contact with relatives, no proof that she was alive at all. The appearance on television did not reveal the truth. It buried it deeper. Every time Casey and Sandy repeated their story, it reinforced the illusion that Erica was somewhere safe and unreachable. And for a little while longer, that illusion held. But the truth was closing in.
Meanwhile, Jamie Parsons was crushed. He had watched his sister vanish, piece by piece, year after year, and the world, even on national television, was being fed lies about her well-being. For nearly 2 years, the facade allowed Casey and Sandy Parsons to continue collecting government benefits meant for Erica, approximately $634 per month. Frustration and despair turned into action. On July the 30th, 2013, Jamie did what no one else had done. He filed the missing persons report for Erica Parsons with the Rowan County Sheriff's Office. Nearly 20 months had passed since she was last seen. Jamie told investigators what he knew. The story about the grandmother made no sense. No one had ever met this woman, and Erica had been isolated from everyone outside the home for years. His report sparked immediate concern, but investigators quickly realized the case was anything but straightforward. By the time authorities arrived at the Parsons home on Miller Chapel Road, Erica had not been seen in nearly 2 years. The sheriff's office teamed up with the FBI, forming a joint task force to examine every angle. The first search revealed disturbing evidence. Sections of drywall had been removed from a closet, with stains that appeared reddish and required forensic testing. Baseboards were marked in suspicious ways, raising further questions. A pair of jeans with stains matching the wall markings were recovered. No personal items belonging to Erica were found. No clothing, no school materials, nothing to indicate a teenage girl had been living in the house. It was as if she had been systematically erased. Every room in the house seemed carefully curated to leave no trace of her existence. Investigators began interviewing neighbors, teachers, and relatives. Slowly, a picture emerged. Erica had been isolated, terrified, and invisible. But without someone inside the family willing to speak, the full horror remained out of reach. The breakthrough came in May 2016, nearly 5 years after Erica's disappearance. Brooke Parsons, the oldest sibling, finally came forward. She told FBI she had lived under constant fear, repeating the lies her parents demanded she tell, terrified of what might happen if she spoke the truth. Her testimony painted a devastating, detailed portrait of the inside life of the Parsons home. Erica was forced to stand barefoot for hours in scorching heat until her feet were blistered and raw. Starved for days, left with scraps or dog food, and sometimes given nothing at all. Beaten for minor mistakes or even asking for food. Denied hygiene, forced to sleep alone in a small, empty room. Hidden from the world, effectively erased from any semblance of normal life. And then came the most shocking revelation, the circumstances of her death. According to Brooke, after Erica died, Sandy Parsons poured bleach over her body, placed her remains in a plastic container, and went about the day as if nothing had happened, even attending a holiday party. Later, he drove to Peglin, South Carolina, where he buried Erica in a shallow grave. The contrast between the Parsons' public image and the reality inside their home was staggering. On Dr. Phil, Casey and Sandy had appeared loving, concerned, and grieving. Behind closed doors, they were responsible for the death of the child they vowed to protect. When Erica's remains were recovered, the autopsy revealed the depth of her suffering. Multiple fractures in various stages of healing, showing repeated abuse over time. Severe malnutrition and chronic dehydration, stunt growth consistent with prolonged neglect. Untreated infections, organ trauma, and evidence of ongoing physical punishment. Signs of prolonged emotional abuse, fear, isolation, and terror etched into her body. Even seasoned investigators were shaken. Sheriff Kevin Orton described the case as cruelty and deception beyond belief. No detail of the Parsons deception could prepare authorities for the physical reality of what Erica had endured. In August 2019, Casey Parson finally faced justice. After years of denials, she entered the Rowan County Courthouse and simply said, "I am guilty." Her sentencing reflected the gravity of her crimes. Life in prison without parole, plus 23 additional years for child abuse, concealment of death, and obstruction of justice. Sandy Parsons' trial followed, despite his defense attempts to portray him as a passive, manipulated husband. The evidence was overwhelming. He had participated in covering up Erica's death, failed to intervene during years of abuse, and perpetrated the lies that fooled family, authorities, and the public. In February 2020, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and related charges. He was sentenced to a minimum of 33 years in prison, ensuring he would be at least 82 before any chance of release. Even with justice served, the loss of Erica remained permanent. Her siblings, Jamie, and everyone who knew her were left to live with the pain of a tragedy that could have been prevented. The Parsons home on Miller Chapel Road now stands empty, a silent reminder of the horrors that took place inside. Yet Erica's story has not been forgotten. Her death prompted critical review of child welfare systems across multiple states, highlighting how abuse can remain invisible even to those closest. Social services, law enforcement, and communities have examined failures exposed by her case, emphasizing vigilance and accountability. Jamie Parsons has said repeatedly that the case is about more than punishment. It is about responsibility, ensuring no child is invisible, no suffering ignored, and no warning signs dismissed. The Dr. Phil episode, once a symbol of the Parsons manipulation, now serves as a haunting reminder. Appearances can deceive. A smiling parent, a polished story, a television audience. None of it guarantees safety or love. Erica Lynn Parsons' life was stolen, hidden, and erased. But her story lives on. Her suffering demands action. Her voice calls for vigilance, and her memory ensures that one child's tragedy can serve as a warning to protect countless others. Jamie's hope is that, though telling her story, no child will ever be again silenced, unseen, or forgotten. Before we end this case, let's take a moment to sit with the weight of Erica Parsons' life. A life stolen, silenced, and hidden in plain sight. Her story is not just a tragedy of one child, it's a reminder of all the children who suffer quietly, unseen, and unheard. Her siblings survived, and through their voices, the truth came out. Jamie's courage to speak, and Brooke's bravery to finally tell what she knew, brought justice, even if it came too late for Erica. As we close this episode, we remember her absence, her suffering, and the innocence she was never allowed to keep. We remember behind every news headline, every statistic, there is a child like Erica, someone who deserves love, safety, and a life she was robbed of. Let Erica's story stay with you. Let it remind us all to see the children around us, to listen and to act, because in the silence, inaction can be deadly. And in remembering Erica, we honor her life and the responsibility we all share. This is the case of Erica Parsons. Now let's get into some theories.
Theories.
Let's get into some theories. Let's get into some theories. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Lesbian detectives. What type of thoughts you thinking? What theories running through your mind? I'm thinking all types of suspicion. Uncover the truth, what we can find. Witness say they saw somebody creeping out the back door. What you think they did it for? That's so crazy, I'm not sure. They found a car, where could she be? Here go another puzzle piece. Researching through your history. It's plenty unsolved mysteries. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories, yeah. Let's get into some theories. Let's get into some theories. Everyone is a suspect until proven guilty. Let's get into some theories. Let's begin detectives.
Well, since it's a solved case, we're going to do our opinions. So, you or me?
Go ahead.
I really feel like you should go because this person actually picked this case for you.
It's sad. She had a disability. She never knew love. She didn't have her parents. And it was just living in fear, being abused. There was nothing good about her life. And it is very sad that she was 3 years old when they got her and 13 when she disappeared. I'm holding back the tears, honestly. I don't think anybody deserves to be treated like that. Being fed dog food, being abused every day. And it's just simple necessities such as water, food, being out in the sun until your feet blister. Like, that's sad. I really wouldn't wish that on anybody. And the fact that these monsters, like, did it for so long.
So it's just sad that a lot of people actually saw this abuse going on and didn't care. Like Casey's sister said, she was like, "Oh, like Casey hated this kid. She was abusing this kid. She thought like one day she might kill her." And as an adult, if you hear your sister say this about a kid, why are you like, "Oh, let me get this kid out this situation"? Like your sister told you like she's abusing this kid, that she hate this kid. But you're like, "Oh." So that's the messed up part, that like people knew. Like y'all figure out when she was gone, like, "Oh my God, like she's gone." But you had to see that she was getting skinny, that she wasn't getting the care that she need. You had to see this, like, "Oh, Erica's never around the family. She's always inside this house." Like, do we not care about kids these days? Are we too scared to rock the boat because you want to keep the family together? Like Casey's sister, I'm calling you out. Like, I feel like a lot of people that actually abused her or saw the abuse should get charged. I'm sorry. Like, if you saw it, if you saw it or you did it, you should get charged to me. I'm sorry. There's no ifs, ands about it. I'm not calling Caroline a bad mom, but her child did. She seemed like she was drinking with her child in the womb too.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like, Erica didn't have a beginning. Like, even in pregnancy, in her mom's womb, she wasn't getting the nurture that she needed. I'm not saying like she was a bad mom. She did all this stuff. I mean, she tried. It's sad because she did try to give her child a happy house, a home. She tried to give it to somebody that she thought that would love and care for her. So it's like, okay, we see that you're doing right, but Erica didn't
But she just stopped there.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what that conversation could have had. Because, I did have a family member that was adopted through the family, and the adopted mom was like, "Hey, you're not allowed to be around her. Like, you can't speak to her until she's 18. So I could see that happening, I didn't even know that was my auntie daughter for the longest.
And I just don't understand why would you take a kid in that you don't want? Like, I rather just say no. I understand that you want money, but there's different ways to make money, and it doesn't involve hurting a child, especially one with a disability that never even had a chance in this world.
I think it was the Christian way to do it, because they was like volunteer in the community. There was all this stuff. And they have this woman that's struggling, asking them to help her out. They didn't want to look bad. They're like, "Let's help this kid out." I personally, if it was me and I knew I couldn't do it, I just couldn't do it. I don't want to I'm not the type of person that would treat a kid any type of way, because I feel like every kid needs love and care for them. But if you couldn't look past the hurt that this person did to your family, don't help them.
Right.
You abused this child. Now you in jail. And this kid is unalive. She is dead. She didn't from birth to 13 till she died, she didn't have a good life. Like, she struggled. And then it's a crazy thing about it. She asked for help. She told her like, "Hey, I'm sick. I'm dizzy. I'm nauseous. I need help." She was like, no. She didn't care about her. But to me, that lie could have went on for years if the kids did not speak up. And let me tell you something. Whoever go on Dr. Phil and they love when it's missing, I don't believe nothing they say sometimes. Because there's been so many cases of people going on Dr. Phil and they love when be found, like a year or two later. It's been too many of them. I'm like, you go on Dr. Phil. Is his show even still on air?
I'm not sure.
Me either. I stopped watching it a long time ago. But why did this episode make you cry a little?
It had me a little teary-eyed, but I held back.
She had back. Well, thank you, Lisa, for asking us to do this case. Ashley, I feel like you asked my wife to do this case because you really wanted her to cry. And you almost got it. Send another one. Let's see if you can get a cry again. But this case, I just feel like it should open up more eyes to children welfare. And I feel like we say that a lot. And the foster care system is still the most messed up system ever. I feel like we really need to help these kids out that's in the foster care system. Help them get the right home, not just a home, the right, correct home for they can survive and thrive. So this is our case, guys. It was a solved case. We didn't hear our theories, but you did hear our opinions. Don't forget, we are on all podcast platform. We're also on YouTube. Please like, comment, subscribe. Also, give us a 5-star rating on any podcast platform. Follow us on all social media. And just like this case, send me a DM, an email about what case that you would like for us to talk about on our little podcast. This is Lesbian Detectives. I'm Sierra.
And I'm Elizabeth.
Don't forget, everybody's a suspect.
So proven innocent.
Lesbian detective. Unsolved cases. She's still missing. Yeah, they haven't found her yet. Well, let's talk about it. They say he vanished without a trace. Could it be a psychotic break? Or a tragic accident? Police don't know where the body went. Unsolved murders, body still missing. That's unheard. Where's the witness? Lesbian detectives, what's going on? City on high alert, this out the norm. He did what, the who? Man, that ain't real, these crimes ain't true. Then come uncover these theories with us. We live right now, tuning in is a must. Right now. Lesbian detective, lesbian detective. We about to start the show, so get your popcorn ready to go. Pay attention to the message I present to you, the lesbian detectives.